Welcome to your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Thursday, April 8th. A warning to Barbadians to stop the illegal logging of legally protected trees is coming from Environment and National Beautification Minister Adrian Ford, who discovered Wednesday that at least a dozen mahogany trees have been removed from woodlands at Pool St. John.
We are certainly appalled today to come and find that all these trees, the mahogany tree, an indigenous tree, which is about 250 years old, has been destroyed because of flippant and wanton behavior of some Barbadians.
How many did you find this morning?
Pardon me?
How many did you find still freshly cut today?
There are plenty, over 12, more than a dozen.
More than a dozen, okay.
So this was done in the still of the night, when Barbadians were having their night rest and trying to recreate and to relax themselves for a productive day ahead. This is what some persons are doing, and this is something that we are opposed to. We are saying that this is not the way how we are going to build our environment and our ecosystems. And we are telling Barbadians to stop and to stop illegally.
St. John MP Minister Charles Griffith lamented that the culprits are ruining the area, already approved by government as a recreational site for constituents in the rural parish. He warned that culprits once caught will face the full brunt of the law.
I am deeply disturbed about the level of trees that are being cut here at Pool. It is evident that this is someone from outside of the constituency who are using these woods for financial gain. We're now trying to ensure that this park is up and running. For years, we had a situation where this was just bush. Now that it is being cleaned, persons are taking the opportunity to come to the area to cut fully grown mahogany trees, adult mahogany trees. And I'm concerned about that, because if it continues at the pace that we're seeing, then it is going to make all of this meaningless. So I want to send a message to those persons who are cutting the trees in Pool to desist from doing that. And if that we find that particular individual or individuals, we will prosecute them to the full extent of the law.
Government's vaccination drive resumes today following Tuesday's arrival of 33,600 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine through the COVAX facility. Co-coordinator of the National Vaccination Programme, Major David Clark, says they will be seeking to clear the backlog of persons who registered to take the vaccine during the first phase of the program. These persons will receive a call, email, or text message from the immunization unit on where they can go to receive the jab. Once the backlog is cleared, Major Clark said government will roll out a new appointment app which will allow members of the public to schedule their own appointments. Payday is coming for entertainment promoters who have been awaiting compensation from government more than 3 months after cancelling their All Year's Nights events. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for culture, John King, says the matter is currently before the Ministry of Finance and he expects it will be settled shortly.
Well, we've had our conversations with the Ministry of Finance. All that information had gone off to them we're in April now, so in February, and they're the ones who are actually dealing with looking at the calculations and everything that would have been done from our end and center. So it's just a matter of them being able now to execute the process. So I'm very hopeful that very soon they will have that.
Meanwhile, veteran entertainer Desmond Week admits these are tough times for entertainers, and he suggests radio stations ought to increase the airplay of local music to allow entertainers to benefit from royalties paid by COSCAP.
COSCAP is the only place that we can get a little dollar, not big dollar, a little dollar from right now, COSCAP. But the money we get from COSCAP can't provide our family or anything with anything, but at least it would help. So if all the radio stations play during this COVID session, if all the radio stations play at least 95% of Barbadian music, I am sure that with the royalties that they're sending to COSCAP, each and every one of us, if we are a part of COSCAP, because the entertainers need to go and join COSCAP too. The entertainers in Barbados need to join COSCAP. And if the ones that are in COSCAP, will get a little dollar in the pockets.
The Spooch icon also insisted that all was not lost for entertainers. He said rather than wait on handouts, entertainers should work together to come up with new products to earn income.
We have to go to government with a business plan and ask government to sit down and listen to our plight, because we are citizens of Barbados too, right? And we need support. So we have to come together, make a business plan, because nobody is not going to look at you if one body come here now, one body quarter, or you up on social media and talking this and talking, and nobody is not going to take you serious. So we have to let people know that we are serious, and we are the people of this country, and we need to be supported too.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On the regional scene, health authorities in the Bahamas fear the island is at risk for a third wave of the coronavirus as new cases spike. More in this report from Eyewitness News in the Bahamas.
The numbers say it all.
There has been a marked increase in COVID-19 positive cases on the islands. Notably, there has been an overall increase in the number of hospitalizations in the Bahamas since March of 2021.
The Bahamas could be in the early stages of a third coronavirus wave, with new infections increasing on several islands, including New Providence, Guana Key, Green Turtle Key, and Harbor Island.
Due to limited staff, difficulties were noted in conducting complete contact tracing activities and enforcing quarantine and isolation measures.
COVID cases nearly doubled last month, with 613 cases reported when compared to January and February numbers, which totaled around 336 each. So far, more than 10,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine have been administered, with over 67,000 more said to be on the ground by May. But concerns over its side effects still linger, as European drug regulators confirmed today that the AstraZeneca vaccine is linked to rare blood clots, prompting UK authorities to recommend that people under 30 take alternative vaccines.
So actually, the chance of getting the blood clot is way less than 0.1%. It's about 0.0065%. And so it's an extremely rare side effect that's possible.
Further afield in the United States, a national expert in the proper use of force by police testified on Wednesday that former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin had no need to kneel on the neck of George Floyd once he was handcuffed. We get the details from Reuters Television.
The defense on day 8 of the murder trial of former Minneapolis policeman Derek Chauvin turned its focus back to questions about George Floyd's drug use on the day of his deadly arrest, and a dispute emerged over what he said while he was pinned to the ground.
Did you ever hear Mr. Floyd say, "I ate too many drugs"?
No. Defense attorney Eric Nelson, who has suggested that it was drugs and not Chauvin's knee that caused Floyd's death, showed a shortened video clip to Senior Special Agent James Ryerson, the lead investigator in the case.
I'm going to ask you, sir, to listen to Mr. Floyd's voice. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
Did it appear that Mr. Floyd said, "I ate too many drugs"?
Yes, it did.
But later, after prosecutors showed Ryerson the full clip, the expert witness heard something different.
Having heard it in context, you're able to tell what Mr. Floyd is saying there? Yes, I believe Mr. Floyd is saying, "I ain't doing no drugs." So it's a little different than what you were asked about when we saw a portion of the video, correct? Yes, sir.
Earlier, the defense tried the same question with LAPD Sergeant Jody Steiger.
Does it sound like he says, "I ate too many drugs"? Listen again. I can't make that up.
Steiger, an expert in the use of force by police, faulted Chauvin's actions during the deadly arrest of George Floyd. saying no force should have been used after he was handcuffed and prone.
My opinion was that no force should have been used once he was in that position.
Chauvin's defense hinges on an argument that drug use was a factor in Floyd's death. The prosecution's witnesses said Chauvin disregarded his training when he knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.